Chapter 1. Missing Bag. I ran home from school and slammed the front door behind me. Some of our neighbours owned their homes, but we rented ours in the middle of an old estate. It wasn't the poshest part of Gillingham. Understatement. Loads of gardens were just junkyards. A sodden mattress had lain in next door's front garden for weeks, turning black with mould. Rows of garages stood behind the houses. Half of them had their locks smashed and were decorated with graffiti, which at least added colour to the peeling white paint. Still, it was home. "Jess," Mum shouted at me from the living room, "the glass in that door is cracked already. You'll have it falling out, slamming it like that. Who's going to pay to get it mended?" The crack was Dad's doing. He'd chucked a brick at it after Mum threw him out last month. Again. I didn't answer her. I was already scavenging in the fridge, pulling out half a cucumber and a plastic box containing leftover potatoes and carrots from Sunday dinner to see what was at the back. "Mum, there's no orange juice." "I know, and I'm not buying any more till next week. There's plenty of water in the tap." I grabbed a mug from the draining board, filled it at the sink and carried it to the living room. Mum was working through a basket of ironing. She was dressed in her usual boring jogging pants and T-shirt, hadn't bothered with makeup, and frankly could have done with a decent haircut, though I didn't say so. She kind of smiled, but not really. "How was your day?" I pulled off my shoes without untying the laces and slumped into one of the fraying armchairs. Mrs. Gilbert gave me 37% for my history assignment, and I'd spent ages on it. She said it didn't show much evidence of original thought. Said it gave the impression I'd rushed it, and I'd spent 3 hours doing that last week. Plus, at lunch break, I couldn't find my bag, and it's got my maths and French books in it. "Did you look for it?" Mum asked. "Everywhere. There's no sign of it. Somebody's either nicked it or hidden it, just to be nasty." Mum sighed. "Not again. You should tell Mr. Howard." "I already did. He's useless. Bet it's Alice Davis and her gang." I challenged her, but she just laughed at me. Mum looked up. "She's not still bullying you, is she?" "She and her mates have quit punching me when no one's looking, but she still keeps making comments, insinuating that I'm thick, or telling everyone that Dad's in trouble with the police." "You're not thick, and your dad isn't in trouble with the police, as far as I know." Mum pursed her lips as she folded one of my school shirts and placed it on a pile of clothes on the other armchair. "He's got plenty of faults, and I'm relieved he's not living with us anymore, but he's not a criminal." Alice annoys me because her mum's always buying her new gear, and I have to make do with the same old clothes or stuff from charity shops. Her mum always looks smart too, like she's just stepped off a catwalk. "And your mum looks like a rain-soaked cat, I suppose." "I didn't mean that, Mum, but neither of us have the money to walk into real shops and buy whatever we like, do we?" "I'm sorry I can't always be getting you and Brendan the same as other kids, but at least we haven't got a house full of strife, which is the case for lots of the people who live round here." Steam spat from the iron as Mum slammed it down. "No strife now," I said, "but we had plenty the last time Dad was staying." Mum had let him back again on condition he didn't drink. It only lasted 3 days. The third day he went out after dinner and came home late. I expect he'd been down the pub. Mum sent Brendan and me upstairs, but we could hear all the shouting. Then there was the sound of broken glass. I found out next morning that was the telly. Then there was more shouting. Finally the front door slammed, and seconds later came the sound of the brick hitting the glass. "So when are you going to get the front door repaired?" "When I've got some spare cash. I already owe money to the cash lenders, and I don't want to take out another loan this month. And by the way, I've told your dad I'm not having him back. We've done it too many times, and it doesn't work, so that's it now." I stared at her. "So we'll just carry on with no money and make do without anything new ever?" I asked. It might have sounded selfish, but honestly, it wasn't new stuff I really cared about. Why couldn't we just be a normal family?